and that is that elevator pitch. In an elevator pitch, you have a limited amount of time. This is essentially what happens when someone says, "Oh, hey, what is it that you do?" Or you see somebody and you want to make that connection with them, and you have about the length of time that it takes to go from the lobby to whatever floor they're on, right? And so we're looking for mechanisms in language. So I want to share with you the really easy one. These are things that I learned from my mentor, Fraser Brooks, from Tom Schreider, from lots of different people who are very familiar, who sit in circles with hundreds of thousands of business owners, but not just that type of anecdote. These are things that I've read. The simple psychology behind how this works have been written in books for hundreds of years. What we essentially are looking to do is share the problem. The reason we share a problem here before we share the solution is to really get someone's investment into the idea that they may or may not have that problem. So the way I like to do this is something called a belief and trust statement. Do you know how? ... Do you know how? So essentially, you're gonna share the problem. You know how traffic's always backed up on the highway? What we do is provide carpools. Share the problem, share the solution. What we do is, so right now, think of how you might phrase this. Do you know how? And then what's the common problem? Because when people share a common problem, you say something that people obviously know to be true, they see what you say as being true. And then when you share the solution, it can open up the curiosity where you can get invited to share more about more than just you have more than 8 seconds. Maybe now you have a minute. Okay, hey, now you got a minute of my time. So what happens then? Well, because stories are, time goes on.